Hello, everyone, or no one.
Guys, my morning typically starts off around 7 a.m. and
Up at 5 a.m. isn't the most relatable thing.
Today, I'm going to talk about schedules because I am so proud of myself. I did it. I created a schedule. I'm so proud of myself. I have struggled with that for a very long time. When I got here, when I moved here, I was floundering a little bit with the change of routine, working from home. I used to go into the office, and then now I'm doing this job from home, and like, oh, what does that look like? What does my routine look like? So, working on that for the last 3 weeks, and what I was talking about last episode with choosing what art projects I wanted to do, kind of fit into that. So I dedicated some time, and I think it was possible because of the adderall. So I dedicated some time to sitting down and learning. Well, it was a mixture of things. It was trying to find something that I figured like intuitively would work for me, which is like something visual. I can like imagine if I close my eyes and imagine what I need, I see it, but it doesn't exist, which is really frustrating. Like what I wish I had doesn't really exactly exist, but I can do something very close. And then I was like, well, let's see what other people have done. And I've looked at what other people have done and kind of copied and emulated how they have created their schedules. And then, watch some YouTube videos and talk to some people on like an ADHD site and, got some feedback. And then I just went to work and it became a mix of like three different things and all working together. That has been very successful this week. It's the first week, but it's been very successful. And what I mean by that, I can't say how successful I'm going to be as far as continuing it consistently because it's only been 1 week, but I can tell you how successful it's been as far as effectiveness, efficiency, and that is absolutely like just through the roof, like grand slam. And I'd like to go into that a little bit because I'm happy. This is me having a success. That's really what this was initially about, was tracking my progress. And I was hoping that would include being able to see success if I just keep focusing, right? If I keep working on this. And this is, I think, probably the first success that I've had. So I'm really excited to share or just talk about it. If no one's listening, I don't care. It says I have 2 subscribers. I got the dog here for you today because I can't imagine you want to see me. Look at the dog. So anyway, schedule. I can't show you my phone, but on my phone I have an app called Routinary. Well, I'll show you. I'll edit the video. This isn't live. So I have an app called Routinary, and the Routinary app works really well in some ways. There's some things about it I'm still kind of like figuring out. I'm tweaking it a little bit, but for the most part, it's great. What it is basically you make a list of things that you want to accomplish in some set period of time, and then it just automatically goes through the list. It gives you some amount of time to do something, and then it buzzes that it's time to do the next thing. You don't have to immediately go to the next thing if you still need time, or you can finish something early. If you pause it, though, it just starts buzzing at you. And that's what I don't like, so I have to figure that out. Sometimes I just want to pause it just for the sake of example. Let's say I have something on Routinary that says it is time to work on your report for work, your THI I'm trying to think of that thing they talk about in Office Space. Like the THI report.
Can you put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS report? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I forgot.
And I pause it because the neighbor's house is on fire and I have to go talk to them. But my phone keeps buzzing. It's like, excuse me, don't forget, you have me paused. 5 more minutes. Excuse me. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, that's for people who, out of sight, out of mind, they pause it and they're going to get off track. But I personally would like the ability to just be able to pause something and take a break and come back. So I have to figure that one out. I don't like that. I can see the benefit of it, but I personally haven't had a good use for it yet. Because when I have that thing going, I'm so like aware of it right now that I don't need it to remind me. Anyway, but that thing just goes through. So like, for example, is like anything. It can be as big or as little as you want. And I'm doing very general things for work because I have enough, like I'll explain. Okay, here's my routine. My routine is as simple as like drink water. I think that's the first thing I have. You wake up, you drink water. You brush your teeth, get dressed, wash your face. Like what, you can put as you can get into the weeds as you want. You can get as specific as you want, as detailed as you want, or as general as you want. So I have very specific things that I need to be reminded of. I don't have brushed my teeth or anything like that on there because I generally will never forget. That's one thing I don't relate to with people with ADHD. A lot of them have difficulty showering, brushing their teeth, stuff like that. I don't. Unless I'm staying over somewhere and I forget to bring my toothbrush or something, which is something that will happen. If I'm in my own place, my own space, I have no problem brushing. I love brushing my teeth. So like that is not a problem. But anyway, sorry, but I have drink water on the list. I have change clothes. I do need a reminder for that. I need a reminder because, I'll sit there in my pajamas. I'll wake up and I'll just be in my pajamas, which like mentally is so good to change out of your pajamas for me. Like for me, when I wake up to stay in my pajamas, it doesn't do that mental like shift. I don't have shower on there because it really depends whether or not I want to shower in the morning or evening every day. Every day is different whether I shower in the morning or evening. Generally depends on like how much I want to get done that morning. I might take a shower and get dressed, but I have get dressed. Definitely get dressed. Whether or not I take a shower, definitely get dressed. I need to be dressed because I need to go to work and I need to get into that mindset. Even though I'm not leaving the house, it is huge for my mindset to like change into some clothes. It's always been like, it's just, I don't know the psychology behind it, but it's definitely something for me. Same thing with, I won't get it anyway. So I change clothes. Then I have sit and write down in your schedule 3 things you want to accomplish today or what you want to get done today. Then I have this. This is my next thing. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud. Like this is so new for me to be able to do all this. I'm so proud of myself. My work planner. So I have this Routinary app that I start every morning, and then it tells me, don't forget here's what you're going to do today in your work planner. It gives me instructions because I will forget. I'm terrible at remembering. It's hard to explain. Unless you're ADHD, then I don't even have to explain it. You'll get it. So I have write 3 things down that you want to get done today. Now I can write more than that, but at least like the 3 top things that you want to get done today. So like, let's look at a day earlier this week. I had a meeting day. Oh crap. I can't say that. I have a non-disclosure agreement. I'll take some of this out. I have a meeting with this person. I have a meeting with that person. I have a meeting with this person. I have to this presentation done. So like my top 3 things I want to get done that day. Write 3 things you want. Oh, then it says read 3 inspirational quotes. Right. So I'll do that. I'll go on Pinterest. I have a Pinterest page I haven't used in a long time. Go on Pinterest. Let's look up inspirational quotes. Seems kind of corny, but it works. It's nice. It just gets into your subconscious a little bit. It's like Someone's cheering you on, even if it's just some random quote. Like, it's like, oh, yeah. Just like, there's something to that. That's why people do it. This affirmations. There's psychology behind it. There's research behind it. It helps. Like, so it gets, I read positive affirmations. And then it says meditate. And then I meditate. My next thing on my routine is just general. And it just says morning AM work. Do your work this morning for hours. That's it. Well, that's very general. So that's my time to open up. Then we jump to this. Well, I have my top 3 things I want to get done today. And then the other thing I have on here, this is now my instruction guide. Now I have this. And then I do my top 3 things. I do everything else I want to get done that day that I need to do. I do my everyday things. Finish, make sure I at least finish my top 3 things I want to do today. Finish my work. Then the next thing on the schedule is think about what a good job you did today. And I will. And I tell you what is so powerful about that, because ADHD, you have a tendency to procrastinate. And people will say a way to not do that is to give yourself a reward. This has never worked for me. Because, for example, let's say, if I get my blah, blah, blah thing done today, my reward is, and I'll think of a reward. Like, my reward is I'm going to go to that cafe I really like tonight, and I'm going to get that chocolatey cookie that I love. I haven't had that in a while. That's going to be my reward if I get my stuff done. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that stuff. I could do that. I could do that later. I'm going to do this other thing first. I can do that in a minute. I think I just need a break. I just need to walk around. I just the executive dysfunction stops you from starting. So, anyway, the whole day goes by and I don't get it done because somehow I've convinced myself that I can do it tomorrow. It's fine. It's not due until like 2 weeks. So I can do it tomorrow. It's fine. Well, do I get my reward? Let's see. Who tells me whether or not I get my reward? I do. Well, I'm the same person who just decided it's fine if I do it tomorrow. And so you think that person who just decided it's fine if I do this thing tomorrow is now going to have the discipline to not give myself that delicious chocolate cookie I was thinking about earlier? Hell no, I'm going to go get that cookie. It doesn't work for me. I'm a child. That has never worked for me. I do not deny myself things. I don't have the discipline to be like, no, I didn't do the thing, so I don't get the thing. Like, what am I, my own parent? Like, fuck off me. I'm doing it. I don't have to listen to me. Yeah. Me from 2 hours ago, that person sucked. No, I'm me now and I want a cookie. So that doesn't work. But sitting and thinking about what a good job I did today, you can't fake that. That's a dopamine hit. When I sit and I'm like, oh yeah, I finished my stuff. That feels really authentically good. That in itself is like an inherent reward. And you can't fake it. Because if you didn't do a good job today, if you didn't do your work, you can't then go, I did a good job today. You're like, oh, not really. Now it's worry and stress because I have to do it tomorrow. It's a completely different feeling. It's a terrible feeling. That works for me. I think I stole that from, if you want to know where I got that from, I think it was Benjamin Franklin's. Routinery has famous people you can steal stuff from. That was Benjamin Franklin's. It works. Anyway, so I do that. And then I think drink water again or whatever. That's my work day. As far as work stuff goes, that has been such a huge, huge help for me, and has just wow, it's what a game changer that has been, especially when you work from home. Because in the office, you're in a different state of mind when you walk into the office. It's work time. When you're at home and you get out of bed and you stay in your PJs and you, you're like, oh, I gotta do some stuff today, but I can do it anytime today. And it's then your day stretches out too long, and then you don't actually finish work until 6 p.m. And then and then I didn't get everything I wanted to do done today, and then you got to do it again tomorrow. And then you wait and you're in your pajamas and it's 6 o'clock and you've just been sitting around drinking coffee and doing some work. It's not a productive day. And it's kind of icky. It's like, and then that's just your life now. There's no work-life balance. It's just like all your pajamas doing work. This is like, so, oh my God, I'm done. So done. By the end of my routinery going, bzz, you're done for the day. I'm done. I've did my top 3 things. If I'm not done doing something and I still need to do it, I can still do it. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I can go over on time, but I do it. There's a difference is I'm doing it. And that frees up mental, then I have more stuff I can do. And then I can do, oh yeah, sure, I can get that thing done tomorrow. But if I do it today, that frees up so I can do more. I can be better at my job. I can do more things. Like, so this is great. I've been doing great. The other thing I have is this. It's a habit tracker. And I've been doing, it's not as scheduled. It's just something I look at every day. It's way more like relaxed, but it's just like there's a brain dump on here. There are habits that I'm trying to do, and I just mark whether or not I've done them every day. And because of all this, like, yeah. But it's more just like a general place to just like freely, like, it's not work related. It's just like, yeah. So, but the thing that has happened, though, I also have that's my morning, and then I have an evening one. And when I sat down and made that, I had to decide what kind of art projects I wanted to focus on. I had to decide what was important to me, what wasn't. I even talked to my therapist about like the decision paralysis that I have, and what part of me what part of me and why gives me that paralysis. Like, what's that voice trying to tell me? Like that voice that says, oh, are you sure you don't want to do this thing instead? And then I don't do anything. Like, what's that voice trying to accomplish? This is my therapy notebook. That's where I write down my therapy notes. And I think I did write down something in here, but I think I can remember off the top of my head. But like, I think what the voice is trying to say is like, it worries, I'm going to do something wrong. It's just a worrying voice. It's a worrier voice. And that voice has good intentions. Like it wants to help me. It thinks I have potential, but it's not helping. So I have to like reason with that voice, right? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What I have done though is created, I have to pick something. So I did, and I chose to work on my writing, and I chose to work on art. And I decided to start with painting. And I have had this idea in my head for a while. There are these demons that I love, and I want to do art stuff with them. So I started making one. But as soon as I started doing that, it opened up some other ideas. So, related to that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, as soon as I start doing something, I'm going to as soon as you start going somewhere and you start focusing on something, you start getting more able to move beyond that first step and do something even more intricate or more focused or more creative that you never would have seen before you walk through that door. That's so cool and important for me to understand. Is if I don't walk through that first door, I'm not going to get somewhere even cooler. So go into a door, focus on something. I like that. I'm like, oh crap. Yeah. There's so many, I'm just staring at the doors all the time, afraid to go into a door. But as soon as I go into a door, there are more doors in there. And that's where my potential lies, whatever. But I need to go further and further. So then I was like, okay, time to read. And then it's okay, time to write. Okay, time to work on your school research stuff. Okay, it's time to have stuff more meditation, more, and then I even have just things like relax for a couple hours, do whatever you want to do. Free time to plan and do all this stuff if you want to. Free time, podcast time or whatever. And when I was filling this all out, I was thinking as I was filling it out, oh man, there are not enough hours in the day. There's so many things I want to do. There are not enough hours in the day to do them all. Then I started doing it, and what I discovered is exactly the opposite. I have so much time, so much more time in a day than I've ever realized. I can do everything that I have on my list and have all this time left over that I don't even know what to do with. I'm like, wait, I did everything today. I did a lot, and I have extra time. And I'm like, holy crap. And then I realized that not having a schedule and just like time just slips by. You don't even realize it. I'm just sitting here and it's like 7:30, and then like I'm like, oh, I'm going to think of something to do. I'm going to think of something to do, decision paralysis or whatever, and then it's 8:30. And I was like, oh, well, it's 8:30. Okay, I need to do this thing. And then it's 9:30. And then it's, it's like, oh, it's too late now. It's 9:30. That's kind of late. It's kind of late to start something. It's 9:30. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. It's like, this is not enough time in the day. When I have everything mapped out, what happens is I do my work. I get my work done. Then I have some time and I have like dinner and like stuff like that. Have time to go for a walk, come back, do some art, do some writing, do like whatever I have on my list, do this, do that, get everything done. And I'm like, wow, there are so many hours in a day. I've just not been using them efficiently because I just have been going off the seat of my pants. And that has just been, what I'm saying is, I don't know about longevity. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep this up. And that's the other part. But I can tell you, this system that I have going right now has been so efficient and so effective. And I imagine I'm going to keep it up because it has been life-changing so far in such a short amount of time. And I'm enjoying it. And it's something I spent some amount of time setting up, so it's mindless. And it's mindless, and it's lifting a load. It's lifting a load off of my like a weight off of me. It's lifting a weight off of me. It's lifting a weight off of me because I realize that when I write things down, I don't have to remember them and stress out about them. There's something called distributed cognition. Distributed cognition has different definitions. One definition is about how groups of people make decisions together. But there's also something called decog, which intrigues me more. That kind of distributed cognition is about how you use technology. Oh, I didn't go into the Google Calendar. And I have a Google Calendar where I have meetings that I set up with people and things that are important in the day, so I can check my watch, my agenda for the day too. That's also a part of that. But decog is when you use technology and as part of your brain, like distribute your cognition. And as someone who struggles with memory, like that, and in my opinion, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but like, I think the biggest problem for me, as far as ADHD goes, is memory. That working memory is a battle. That quickly distracted, whatever you were just holding in your head is gone thing is a battle. And to have this be part of me and like this system holding my thoughts, I don't have to have, is like leveling up in some way. Like all of a sudden I can do more and like free up my processing for like not worrying about remembering stuff, which stresses me out, and forgetting stuff, which stresses me out. But I can free up all that space and not, like, it's actually really scary. It's scary to have this thought in my head that I can't let go. I'm going to forget something. But if I trust this, writing things down, it's there. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to disappear. If I trust this and start doing it and it becomes a habit and it becomes a part of my life, one day I'm going to be like, I don't have to hold all of this in my head. I can I think my blood pressure is going to be dropped down like 10 points. I already have really low blood pressure. It's not a good idea, but I think I'm going to just like, wow, that feels really good. I think it's going to be like a real life-changing event. The other thing is I'm, grateful. I am grateful for the type of intelligence that I have. And I was thinking about this earlier. Again, I know I've talked about this before. Sometimes I have problems hyping myself up or saying good things about myself, which is dumb. I like how I did that. I insulted myself instead. I have problems saying good things about myself, which is a shame because I have a lot of good things and I should recognize them. It doesn't make me self-aggrandizing. The fear is if you say something good about yourself, you're egotistical. It's okay. It's okay to recognize your strengths. It's okay to say I'm competent. I'm good at stuff. I'm smart, and I'm thankful. There are different types of intelligence in this world, right? And I believe that my intelligence, my strength, mostly comes from creativity, lateral thinking, being fast on my feet, clever. And there are, people out there who have great memory, like can read something and recite it at will, have that good recall. Now, I can't say, I don't have I have a pretty good long-term memory, but I can't say that is my strength so much as being quick-witted and like clever and like lateral thinking and being able to like see the connections between two things and like make something new and be innovative. The thing about ADHD, your recall. I mean, it's not just pulling facts. That's not my strength. Like it's weird. It's a weird thing. And I think anyone with ADHD will know what I'm talking about. But there's a weird thing with ADHD. My long-term memory is fine. And I do know a lot of things. I have read a lot. I do know a lot. It's not that. It's that the recall is fickle. I know it. I can't remember exactly the details as I'm talking about it. If I'm by myself, I seem to remember everything. If I'm trying to talk to someone and they ask me a question, I can't remember it. It's like all of a sudden I've never known a thing ever. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like I don't know anything. Like to give an example, it's not like, it's not just a matter of being at trivia and someone asking, excuse me, who was the fourth president of the United States? And I've studied all the presidents and I should know that, but I'm freezing up because someone asked me. It's not that. It's someone even asking, hey, what book are you reading right now? And all of a sudden, I've never read a book in my life. I'm reading? Like, I don't think I'm reading anything.
Hello, brains. What's working memory? I forgot.
My memory, my recall, it just breaks sometimes. That, however, is kind of a sacrifice for the ADHD brain for being like able to like, I'm not reading anything, but I have a great idea for a book. It's a sacrifice you make for being able to like, be clever and like quick on your feet. And I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if there's like some kind of mental exchange that you have to do. If your brain just like jumps back and forth from one to the other, I don't know. But that's like typically the way it goes. But I think about that. I'm like, well, isn't it nice? I could just write down what book I'm reading on my watch and be like, what book am I reading? Yeah, I'm reading that, distributed cognition. I can use my cell phone, use my computer, use this, use these books, use my journal, use my, I can write stuff down and it's there and I don't have to hold it in here. But you know what you cannot duplicate is that thing that makes us human. Robots, AI, they're never going to, maybe they will. They probably eventually will. if our brains somehow figured out a way to do it and they're just atoms that like magically got haunted, I'm sure one day AI will be able to do it too. But right now, the thing that cannot be duplicated or imitated by your phone or your smartwatch or whatever is lateral thinking, creativity, that stuff that makes us human, art, love, emotions, like all the stuff like that stuff that makes us human. So I would choose. I would choose. I would choose what I have. So like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, I'm not too fussed about it. And I'm not trying to put anyone down who's the opposite or whatever. We need both these people. That's what makes the world go round. We can't all be ADHD. We die in a fire. But we can't all just be like routine, inherently like routine, serious people either, because then we would be bored all the time. I don't know. I don't have a conclusion here. All I know is I've been able to be more of a creative thinker this week because I have written everything down and I've focused on my strengths instead of stressing out about my weaknesses. I'm getting help. I'm helping myself. And I am opening up doors that, anyway, it's just like, it's amazing. I'm so happy. But it's just 1 week. We'll see what happens next week. Week after that, who knows? I'll go downhill. Hopefully not. But this video that I'm doing to track is supposed to keep me on track. I have to account for it. Next video, I'll have to account for it, etc., etc. I'm really glad I'm doing this. This is great. Okay.